Welcome back to Faith Fountain, where we explore precious truths to quench the thirsty soul. Last week, we saw that God's love is shown to us based on the fact that He not only created us, but He did so in His image and with His own hand. Today, we are going to explore yet another evidence of God's love. God's love is shown for us in the fact that He redeemed us at the high cost of death. Now, what does it mean to be redeemed? I have chosen to go to my favorite online dictionary, the Merriam-Webster. Let's find out what it means to be redeemed. The first definition is that redeem, which is a verb of course, means to buy back or to repurchase. The second definition is to free from captivity by payment of a ransom. Definition number 3 is to extricate from or to help overcome something detrimental. The fourth definition is to release from blame or debt, to clear. And the final one I will share with you is to free from the consequences of sin. Now, I'm sure you can see why I love the Merriam-Webster. Those 5 definitions are perfect for what we're going to talk about today. If we use the definitions that we found on Merriam-Webster, instead of saying God redeemed, we can say that God bought us back. We can say that He extricated us or pulled us from or got us from a detrimental situation. We can say that He cleared us, that He freed us from the consequences of sin. So Jesus redeemed us. He bought us back. And in order to do that, He had to die. Now you see, this same Jesus is the one through whom all that was made and is upheld. This same Jesus is the wonderful Counselor, the everlasting Father, the mighty God, the Prince of Peace. And it is this Jesus who, being in the form of God, made Himself of no reputation. This same Jesus made Himself of no reputation and became obedient to the point of death, even the death of the cross. That must be love, because what else would prompt such a transformation of status from a king to one who is subjected to death on a cross? It must be love. Why would the life giver choose to give up His life? Because He knew that that was the only way to save us. And after all, we read in John chapter 3 verse 17 that that was His purpose, to save us. We read there that God did not send His Son in the world to condemn the world, but that the world through Him might be saved. What a great exchange! The only way for us to have life was for Him to give up His own. And because of love for us, He went all the way to the death of the cross to buy us back, to get us back from the devil, so that we can become one with Him and be saved in His eternal kingdom. Let's consider the following text. Romans chapter 5 verses 8 to 10. Romans chapter 5 verses 8 to 10. But God demonstrates His own love toward us, in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Much more then, having now been justified by His blood, we shall be saved from wrath through Him. For if when we were enemies, we were reconciled to God through the death of His Son, much more, having been reconciled, we shall be saved by His life. What a high price to pay! It must be love. Join us next week as we explore one more evidence of God's love toward us. Not that there are not a plethora of other evidences of His love to us, but we're just going to stick to 3 for now. So see you next Tuesday as we explore more precious truths to quench the thirsty soul.